Greetings and salutations. Random, not so random thoughts in this moment. Yeah, I think one of the things been sitting with lately and moving through is just kind of um, like just relating with people within relationship, within like close familial relationship, within partnership, within close friendships, and just kind of this idea of the expectations that we have within those relationships, and the different perceptions and beliefs we have around how people are supposed to show up within those relationships. And I think often we put a lot of pressure on people to show up in specific ways in order to help us feel comfortable, right? We don't want to feel that discomfort. We don't want to sit with those uncomfortable feelings and kind of explore them and dive deeper into them. So we want people on the outside to conform to certain expectations so that we're not forced to look at ourselves, and we have this idea that in order for us to feel comfortable, to feel at peace, to feel whole, that the people outside of us, the people that we are in relationship with, need to act or perform or whatever in any specific kind of way, right? And I think it's important that we move away from that, and move away from this idea that our source of peace, our source of happiness, our source of center, that's within ourselves. We have to provide that for ourselves, and understanding that in relationship, people are going to be able to show up in the capacity that they have. So if there's something that you are needing, if there's something that you are desiring within that relationship, it's understanding whether or not that person has the capacity to provide that. And if they don't, that's nothing wrong with them. That's nothing wrong with being in that space. It's about finding, okay, they're not able to provide this for me. What is it that I can do to provide this for myself, right? How is it that I can show up for myself in this moment? What are the things that I can do? And just being open to that, not pointing that finger outwards, and this is for myself as well. I think for me, there is a deep desire to connect deeply, and sometimes I can push when it comes to that, with a lot of questions and a lot of inquiry, trying to kind of guide deeper or dig deeper. And if the person I'm in conversation with isn't in that space, it can feel overwhelming. It can feel pushy. I can understand that. So for me, wanting to be more I don't want to say necessarily open and accepting, because I feel as though I am open and accepting, but realizing or being more mindful of the idea that it's not my job to get anyone to go deeper. I have to allow people to move in their own time, and give space for that, in the same way that I want to be able to take space for myself in the moments that I don't have the capacity to, you know. But yeah, I think it's just important for us to kind of reflect on the ideas and beliefs that we've held around relationship, and kind of just tapping into, maybe what are some ways that, I could shift. What are some things that maybe I believe or whatever that are not serving me, that are not proving to be beneficial within my relationships with people. And that's all kinds of relationships. It's not any specific kind of relationship, right? We carry these ideas and expectations for people within all facets of relationships. So it's kind of just an idea of reframing all of it, and allowing people, regardless of what their relationship is to you, allowing people to show up as the human beings that they are, in their perfectly flawed self, and not trying to change that, to be at peace with what is, and to provide for yourself what it is you feel you might need, if that is being loved in a certain way, if that's being whatever in a certain way, like how can I provide that for myself? And this is not to say that it's going to be exclusively that, and now you are the only person that is pouring into yourself in that way or whatever, but it's just giving people time and space to get to the place that you are. If you are in this certain mindset or mind frame or way of thinking, and someone else isn't there and they might not understand that or be able to hold space for that, knowing that that's okay, right? Like, we don't have to see things the same way. We can lovingly accept that we're in different places and different spaces, and just find the best way to navigate through that, I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah, believe that's all in this moment. Yeah, definitely still have just been doing a lot of reflecting on my own self and how it is I'm showing up in the different relationships within my life, and finding that reconnection with myself so that I can more deeply connect with others, and so that I can hold that space for others to also deeply connect with themselves, yeah, because if I want someone to meet me like on a deeper level, you can only meet me as deep as you've gone with yourself, right? I was watching this podcast the other day, and that was one of the things that they were talking about. I can't remember the name of it, but it's this couple, and I've been kind of binging on a lot of their stuff recently, but yeah, just that idea of, yeah, we're only able to meet each other as deeply as we have met ourselves, and recognizing that in building relationship with others and in connecting with others and allowing ourselves to be vulnerable and to dive in deep with others, it starts with being able to do that with ourselves. How deeply are we reflecting within ourselves? How much are we able to sit with ourselves and to look and to really evaluate, like, what are some things that I can do with shifting? What are some ways that it would be beneficial for me to shift my perspective, my perception? Which beliefs and patterns are no longer serving me? How can I grow? Because there's always growth that can take place, right? There are always opportunities for us to grow and to expand, and being open to that, not sticking on to any one thing and saying that this is just the way that I am, and and I'm kind of going all over the place, but a few different things coming through. But yes, I believe perhaps with that I am complete. It's definitely longer than I had anticipated it being. Yeah, just some thoughts that were flowing through. Yeah. And with that, I am complete. Sending so much love, gratitude. I know that collectively right now there is a heaviness that so many of us are experiencing and going through, and I'm so grateful for the people that I have in my life, and like, there's a lot that's happening in the world, and I'm just grateful for the space that I am in as I am experiencing that on a collective level. Yeah. I don't know where I was going with that, but yes, gonna end this before it goes any longer. Yeah, sending so much love.